Fair use.
Dismissed misconduct charges against the former district attorney accused of hindering the investigation into the 2020 shooting death of Ahmaud Arbery. Former Brunswick DA Jackie Johnson is accused of trying to keep her former investigator Greg McMichael from being arrested, along with his son and another man, in connection with the killing of the 23-year-old Brunswick jogger. Tarek is joining us. He spoke with an attorney not connected with the case about the judge's ruling and why these proceedings have moved at a snail's pace. Tarek?
Well, prosecutors allege that Johnson was in repeated contact with Gregory McMichael, as well as the Waycross district attorney and other law enforcement officials after Arbery's murder. Her lawyers filed motions to have the case dismissed, saying the prosecution doesn't have any evidence against her. But according to court documents, state prosecutors do have evidence for the jury to consider. It was February 23, 2020, when Ahmaud Arbery was shot at close range with a shotgun after being pursued by Travis McMichael and his father, former district attorney investigator Gregory McMichael, and neighbor William Bryan. The trio wasn't taken into custody until this video was released to the media nearly 3 months after the shooting. According to court records, Gregory McMichael made 16 phone calls to his former boss, Jackie Johnson, who was the district attorney at the time, leading up to the release of the video. A judge refused to dismiss the misconduct charges against Johnson on Tuesday, writing in this motion that he heard and considered the evidence and arguments presented. News4Jax spoke with attorney Belkis Plata, who's not associated with this case, who explains why the phone calls made to Johnson could be problematic.
I think the frequency of the calls and the length of the call shortly thereafter, after this incident, are what is going to allow the prosecution to make the argument. She was in constant communication with them. She's trying to cover this up.
While Johnson's case has moved at a snail's pace, Arbery's killers have been convicted and sentenced in state and federal courts. The McMichaels each receiving a second life term sentence on federal hate crimes, while the man who shot the video, William Bryan, got an additional 35 years in prison. Plata says Johnson's case may be moving along slowly because of her high authority capacity in the criminal justice system in Georgia.
And so completely impartial judiciary. And so over her tenure, she's met with a multitude of attorneys, judges, police officers.
News4Jax asked Plata if intentionally trying to delay the case is a sound legal strategy.
I really think there's a benefit in delaying.
Yep. Yeah, it's unfortunately, that's what she's trying to do, because she knew what was going on. She knew these men were guilty. And she's trying her best to keep herself out of Big Bertha's clutches going to jail. That's exactly what's going to happen. Boy. A judge rejects efforts to dismiss charges against former Georgia DA charged in Ahmaud Arbery's killing. Johnson, the top prosecutor for coastal Glenn County, was indicted in connection with Arbery, an unarmed black man who was pursued and shot by Greg McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Roddy Bryan. A Georgia judge on Tuesday rejected an effort to dismiss the misconduct charges against a former district attorney charged in the aftermath of Ahmaud Arbery's killing. The one-page ruling from senior judge John R. Turner comes after lawyers for former district attorney Jackie Johnson filed a motion in September 2022 arguing there was not a scintilla of evidence to support a hindering charge and should be dismissed. Johnson, the top prosecutor for coastal Glenn County, was indicted in connection with Arbery, an unarmed black man who was pursued and shot by Greg McMichael, Travis McMichael, and William Roddy Bryan. She was charged with a felony count of violating her oath of office and a misdemeanor of hindering law enforcement investigation. After Johnson's lawyer filed the motion, prosecutors responded in May 2022 with a court filing listing 16 calls between Johnson and Greg McMichael in the days and weeks following the shooting. Johnson's indictment alleges she used her office to try to protect the McMichaels and told Glenn County police officers the day of the shooting they should not arrest Travis McMichael. Johnson's case has stalled for more than 2 years. Meanwhile, all three men have been found guilty of murder in Glenn County Superior Court and have been sentenced to life in prison. A jury in the U.S. District Court also convicted all three men of federal hate crimes in February 2022. Arbery's case garnered national attention in 2020 after graphic cell phone video taken by Bryan showing the McMichaels pursuing Arbery and shooting him leaked online. Arbery, 25, was left to die in the street. I hope that this goes viral. I'm going to post this on every social media account that I have. Please make this go viral. Please call whoever is in charge, that can make sure that this woman, Jackie Johnson, gets the punishment she deserves, okay? That she spends a long time in prison, okay? Make sure this goes viral. Make sure this goes to the congressman in Georgia, that makes sure that she does not see the light of day. Once again, Tim Scott is wrong. America is a racist nation. It is a racist nation. And you may not be able to stop racism in this country, but you can be able to call it out and to make sure people are punished for it. All right, that's all I got to say for now. Anything you want to know about this channel is in the description box. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Later.